Alright everyone, welcome to my completed next amusement park. This amusement park, I think I called it Wonder Cove Amusement Park. I don't know why I did that. I've just been calling it Pete's Land for my one friend who likes a lot of old rides. This park is pretty much solely older style rides, so I'm talking about, I think the newest type of ride in this park is probably a hyper coaster, which would be normally manufactured by Aerodynamics, but this park is supposed to seem and feel really old with older style rides. So we're gonna take you around. I'm gonna take you around it. So originally, the main entrance, I actually had shops there, and you had to go underground, kind of like Kennywood. But the guests were getting lost, so I had to fix the path network for them. So we're gonna start going this way. Here's the turnpike cars. There are 2 car rides in this park. Bumper cars and a hedge maze, a tilt-a-whirl. Our first coaster is a wooden wild mouse coaster. Kind of old-fashioned here. Kind of a wild little one this one is. Hold on, let's watch on this one. Let's see what this ride's like. And yeah, it's just a very simplistic ride that is meant to be a really easy one for me to build, at least. Not to ride, maybe, but pretty good so far, if I do say so myself. And then it just spins right around into the brake run right there. Alright, our second coaster we're going to watch is Terror Trail, which is a steeplechase ride themed to a horse trail. And here we go. And around it goes. Here's some of this crazy stuff here. A lot of G-forces here. Not a very realistic ride, if I do say so myself, but who knows as it goes up and down. Here's one of my favorite portions of this ride. It's kind of the bowl section of it. As you can see, it kind of goes around here, and then it cuts back into itself right there. Makes its run there, downhill there, through a quick bend, up and over itself, around this corner, past the queue line, one of the longest lines in the park this ride has, and in coming through the final brigade of corners here, down and up, around the corner, and welcome back to the station. Pretty basic rafting ride. Alright, the next coaster that keeps screaming to me is Outlaw Express. The tallest and fastest aero mine train coaster in the world. This is a wild one, if I do say so myself. You can maybe see the hyper coaster and possibly one of my favorite wooden coasters I've ever built, that terrain wooden coaster back there. Here's Outlaw Express, and down it goes. As you can see, it does a lot of landscape meandering here. And boat 4 on the rowing boats hasn't returned yet. I'll see what's up with that in a minute, or later. And then up into the lift hill, the second lift hill. And 2 lift hills on this ride, obviously. Mainly because I don't think it had enough speed to get back if I didn't have that second lift hill, because it had to go over a mountain to get there. And here it goes into possibly the best part of the ride. Look at that airtime hill there. Through kind of the twisty end section. Very wild coaster here. It goes down the hill, past the station, above the station, into the brake run, and that's Outlaw Express. Our next coaster is the Crystal Beach Cyclone remake. Yes, I remake. It's not an accurate one, necessarily, because I can't figure out how you'd get an accurate one out of it. But this was a coaster that was built in real life back in the, I don't know, 20s or 30s. It was so aggressive that they actually had to have a nurse on standby. So here we go, Crystal Beach Cyclone. It was at a park called Crystal Beach. It doesn't look that aggressive in Roller Coaster Tycoon standards, but just kind of zips in and out of itself a bit. Up and down, all around. And coming around the final corner, I know this part's wrong. It's supposed to go up and over and then cut over a little bit. I think I put the station too far to the right, but ah well, can't win them all. Alright, our next coaster is Centurion. I like using this name a lot, in case if anybody hasn't noticed. We're actually going to speed up this lift hill here, because it is a long one. Man, our water rides are having issues. Alright, here it goes, Centurion. The Aero Hypercoaster. It's probably the newest themed ride, or newest type of ride in the park. Only 65 miles an hour, but you'll see this ride uses its terrain to its advantage. 76 there, and watch as it goes underground here. 86 miles an hour. What a wild ride on Centurion as it zips up and around. Kind of a cool section here where it goes around on itself. And now here comes the really aggressive part of the ride. Up, down, ups and downs all over the place. Had to put a trim brake there to slow it down or else the guests wouldn't ride it. Too much negative G's there for the guests. I think I would ride it realistically, but that's Centurion. Here's Flying Turns, themed after some of the bobsled coasters around. This is kind of a family ride. It's not as aggressive as some of the others. Flying Turns is one of the better, I kind of like the way it worked out, because normally the bobsled coasters have steel supports, and what I did is I went out of my way and I put wooden ones underneath it. I had to do all the supports by hand as it goes up the second part of this hill. We might get a block stop here. No, we won't, actually, as it goes up and over. Not a very long ride, Flying Turns isn't, but here it goes down the helix. As it kind of meanders its way around. And that's Flying Turns. Kind of, like I said, the family ride of the brigade. I'm not very good with bobsled coasters, to be honest. Alright. Our next coaster. I'm not going to take you to the log flume. The log flume's actually a pretty basic one. It starts actually underground. It goes up around do-do-do-do-do. Pretty simple log flume. Not exactly too impressed with it. The Route 66, another one here. White Thunder. White Thunder's a fun one. I've never actually in real life heard of a triple out and back coaster, but this one is a triple out and back coaster. We actually, I think, will get a lift stop here. Yeah, we are going to get a little bit of a lift stop, but alright, here it goes. Big airtime hill at the bottom of this one. Up, got autosave there. You kind of missed the airtime hill, but as it goes up and down, there's the first out and back. Then it's going to go out to the left side from the station. Around there. Now it's coming back for the second time. And now as it goes up and down, the third out and back, as it kind of meanders its way around this section of the ride, comes back. That is White Thunder for you, right there. One of my favorite. That actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Alright, our next one is going to be the Virginia Reel. I'm quite proud of this one, actually. Virginia Reel. I looked at Blackpool Pleasure Beach's Virginia Reel, or their old one, and I kind of took inspiration off of it. And, well, it kind of was built kind of up on the stepped kind of structure thing. Well, we'll see how this works. Hope you guys like this one, Virginia Reel. And then there's only one more coaster to go in this park. Oh, my ad campaigns have ended. Oh, well. And down it goes, up, back again. This is one of the longer ones in this park, actually. Believe it or not, because it just does so much. I do kind of like the way that this one turned out as well. I'm overall impressed with this park, believe it or not. And here it goes. It's blasting around corners like it's no tomorrow, and now it goes underground. And now it just kind of meanders back into the brake run. And I'm just seeing now that our last coaster, my favorite coaster, one of the best coasters I've ever made, is Mountain Flyer. And I think no, they like Centurion, the guests do, but Mountain Flyer, I think, second out of the guest favorites. But this one's my favorite. Man, all my boat rides. I gotta see what's up with them. Anyway, here it goes up the lift hill here for Mountain Flyer, and just take a look at this. You'll see how wild Mountain Flyer is. Not a very tall first drop, but you'll see right here as it starts getting a little bit wilder. And this is why I love Mountain Flyer. Around into the brake run. Well, those are my coasters. Which one is your favorite? Here at this park. What was your favorite coaster here? Comment, whatever, do whatever you want. Anyway, that was a great showing there. Hope I can see you again.